Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So with Song of Strife season just shortly upon us, especially one day away for the S1 global server, we are going to talk about the potential team comps as well as combos you can run the newest character, Elsa, as well as Soren with. So before we start talking about the team comps and potential team ideas, we're going to run through the character trailers for Elsa and Soren, which was released in the AFK journey official YouTube page yesterday. I haven't seen it myself, but I heard that it's really insane. So without further ado, let's run through the trailer over here.
The Ashen Wastes is a land teeming with danger. With Pops as our anchor, we, the Forsaken, find solace in one another's company. We may not be true kin, as blood
Oh wait, they're not blood
bind
related?
us.
I think it makes sense,
Yet
right? Since
every
they
inch of
look
this
very
land
different in terms of
bears
their
witness
species
to our
design.
bond.
Yeah, one look more like a monkey and the other one looks more like a
A grain
pangolin.
of sand has etched itself into the tapestry of our lives. Pops once said, "The desert isn't our home."
Hello, this is the post-edit Zeeebo speaking, and after finishing up the whole video, after reacting to the video itself, after uploading the video on YouTube, I realized that there's some copyright claims issue with regards to the music used in this trailer. So the subsequent part of this video will be muted. I will mute the audio portion because it's copyrighted and it's really hard to dispute. So pardon me on the silence, but I'll play some Maple Story music in the background to make up for it. And then if you guys want to hear the original music, feel free to visit the character trailer on the AFK journey page. It's really good. It's just that it's copyrighted, so I cannot use it in my video. Right, with that, let us resume the video. Okay, so I gotta say this, like, so far, right, I think all the character trailers for AFK Journey has been spot on. I particularly like this one because I think the animation is, number one, really dope. Like, it's of like similar quality to Vala as well as Ciccia. But I think that the music here, right, is really dope. I don't know whether you guys agree, but I hope that they actually put this music into the game. So I'll just blast the music in the background and then just sit down there and let it play on loop or something. So this trailer is super amazing. So yeah, with that, right, we're gonna run into the team building part, the potential team comps that you can run these two units with, and see what creative strategies we can come up with before the character actually gets released. Okay, so for the team building portion, right, I'm going to just provide some potential combos as well as 1 or 2 team ideas I have for both Soren as well as Elsa using the analytical attack tool, which is a team building tool where you can put in units to showcase your team build ideas, as well as take a screenshot, save the photo, and then share it with others to let them know your ideas, as well as, you know, share your creativity for team building itself. So because I think Soren and Elsa is not included in the hero pool yet, so it's not updated here, I'll be using Hemi to represent Elsa, and I'll be using Chippy to represent Soren for this example. Okay, so you can actually switch out the artifact over here, but I don't think the artifact will be that, I'll say, like significant, because we will be getting the seasonal artifacts. So based on the effects of the seasonal artifacts, your team builds will change, as well as the units that you pair these 2 units with will change as well. So I won't talk so much about the artifact side, because I kind of want to wait until the seasonal artifacts are released to talk about a more comprehensive package. This video is just a very simple potential combos as well as team builds for you guys to consider when the units get released, right? And if you do want to pull for the units. And before I continue, right, I'll be doing a pull stream for these 2 units together. I'll be doing a viewers pull stream, so I already have 2 volunteers right now. So if you want to be part of the viewers pull stream, I'll be doing the pull stream at around 11 AM GMT +8, which is Singapore's time. So if you want to volunteer account, feel free to DM me on Discord, and then talk about the details from there. Okay, so that's for the pull stream tomorrow. Now let's come back into the units per se. I'll start with talking about Soren. I think Soren is a very powerful physical attacker, so he will definitely synergize really well with the existing Mauler units, because a lot of them are very physical based, right? So for Dream Realm, you can obviously combo him with the likes of Kruger, right, for the additional defense down, as well as a factional bonus. And on top of that, right, you can obviously pair him with the likes of Smokey, which are already meta Dream Realm units out there. So this is probably gonna be a core that you want to use. And then if you're talking about Dream Realm, you cannot forget about Reina. So we're gonna put Reina here. Maybe we put our dear Soren over here, and this will be the core formation. And I'll probably throw in Merrily, because Merrily is still one of the strongest damage dealer in the team, and this will probably be one of the Dream Realm teams I will use for probably Cyclops, right? Because Soren is a good AoE damage dealer. So we shall see whether or not that will be the new meta. So if there's any update to the metas itself, I will produce a video for that. But this is one team comp for Dream Realm. Another way you can build your team, I think you can't really exclude Merrily from the team, right? Another way you can build it is obviously to drop Kruger and then just go triple carry, right? Triple offense. So Corinne is obviously one of the choice. So you basically have a 3-2 build from here, which gives you a little less in terms of the factional bonuses, but maybe more damage, because Corinne himself is an amazing damage dealer as well. So if you run a triple core strat and they just face rush the enemy from the Dream Realm side of things, you might do more damage. So depending on the boss, depending on how invested you are in the different units, you can obviously do the necessary changes. So let's say if you don't have Corinne invested, obviously you should have a Kruger, right? So we can put Kruger back in again. Okay, so we put, where's Kruger? Yeah, we put Kruger back in. So if let's say your Reina is not Mythic Plus yet, you don't have the damage boost on this unit yet, another unit other than Corinne I can recommend you guys is obviously the likes of our dear Shakir. Because out of the 4 units over here, as you guys can see, I think this build might actually work in the Snow Stomper, because Shakir is already viable there. So one reason why this comp will work is Shakir is a melee unit, Kruger is a melee unit, and Soren is a melee unit. So there's 3 units that will actually benefit Shakir and also benefit from Shakir's Lupin Aura. So this formation is one thing that you guys can consider, at least from the Dream Realm side of things. So obviously, if you don't have Shakir built up, I think you probably have Odie built up already. So you can obviously use Odie in your team, right? Just for pure damage, even though OD doesn't benefit a lot from Kruger's debuff, but then again you're getting 4 Mauler's factional bonus, which is more than enough in most cases in terms of doing damage in Dream Realm itself. So that's for the Dream Realm side of things. As for Elsa, I do see Elsa being a potential mage team buffer because she does have magical defense down. So if that's the case, right, let's say now we are doing a Dream Realm build for Elsa. Let's put in Elsa over here. So I think Merrily is pretty much a must, and I think OD is pretty much a must in terms of doing damage because OD is a magical attacker, so OD will benefit from the debuff that Elsa can apply. So assuming she's a good damage dealer for Dream Realm side of things, you are running a 3-core strat. And then obviously to round things up, you put in a Reina in terms of the positioning, and depending on who deals the most damage, you can obviously swap the positions around to see who will benefit more from the Reina buff itself. Then let's say if you want to do a full mage build, you can obviously replace Merrily with Cassidy if you do have Cassidy built up, because Cassidy is an insanely good magic damage dealer. At the same time, right, Cassidy also provides another magical defense debuff, which will allow your whole team's magical damage to increase tremendously, because OD is a magical attacker, our dear Elsa is a magical attacker, as well as basically 4 of the units here, they are magical attackers. Only Smokey, which is mostly doing the healings, doesn't benefit much. But other than that, I think this mage team is also pretty solid, at least from the Dream Realm side of things. But only time will tell whether or not Elsa will be a good unit from the Dream Realm's perspective. Outside of Dream Realm, I'll say in terms of general PvE, one way you can obviously build this unit is putting the 2 of them together. So let's put our dear Soren in. So Soren and Elsa has their innate synergy where Soren is able to stun and do more damage when you push the enemy towards an obstacle or towards the wall, and then that's where Elsa comes in to generate the walls for Soren to push the enemies into. So these 2 units will work hand in hand together. If you do decide to go for the both of them, at least for general PvE contents, I do think that this strategy is viable, because in certain matchups where you can abuse the terrain generating ability, is going to be pretty insane. And then you will need a tank right on the front line. So I think for Mauler side, people will have Brutus. If you don't have Brutus invested, most people should have a Torrent, so you can replace Torrent with Brutus, and then you can link Torrent accordingly to whichever unit you want to protect more. So Smokey will still be the healer of choice in most cases, but if you don't have Smokey, I don't think you need Smokey specifically, because Soren has innate heal. He can actually life drain, so he has good amount of sustain himself. And for Elsa's case, her ultimate increases her dodge rate as well as her reflexes to dodge stuff. So these 2 units, they are quite elusive and they have some way to keep themselves healthy, so you don't actually need to run double healers to keep their sustain, right? In fact, I think you should probably increase your firepower by putting in maybe another Mauler support, okay? Or you can obviously run some Graveborn units such as Igor to be annoying, and also to provide some factional coverage, because Mauler will be weak against, I'll say, like the likes of the Light Bearers. So Vala's going to be very powerful against them, right? Obviously, if your enemy is somebody who's really hardcore and they decide to go for the likes of Merrily in Arena, or the likes of maybe Valiant, for example, then, or Tamasia, for example, I think Tamasia is quite viable there. Then you need some Graveborn coverage to protect the 2 carries from there. So this is just one arena idea. So one thing that Igor is really good with the 2 units is that Igor has a 10 range attack range. So this unit is gonna be able to attack the enemy no matter where you place the rocks for Elsa. And the thing that's insanely good about this combo, or rather these 3 units specifically, right, is that number 1, right, Igor is able to spawn a rock. The rock is also an obstacle in if I remember it correctly. So Soren could push the enemy towards the rock that is generated by Igor. So that's one big brain strategy I think of. So Igor's gonna spawn a rock and it's an obstacle on the battlefield, and if Soren managed to push the enemy into the rock, then you can do damage and stun them. So when you combine the rock generating ability of Elsa as well as the tombstone generating ability of Igor together, you're gonna get a lot of different obstacles on the map, making it very hard for your enemy to come to you, depending on who they feel on the battlefield. But at the same time, it could also be anti-synergistic in a way, because Soren is a melee unit, so your own unit could be blocked behind the different obstacles in the map. So it is a very interesting interaction that I think of, and it's potentially an idea that I'll try if I do manage to get the both of them maxed out. So that will be this one combo that I thought of. So another combo which people suggested is the use of Lumon. Even though Lumon is a really bad unit which I don't usually recommend people to use, but I can see some utility with Lumon charging the enemy closer to the back of the arena for Soren to hit them towards the wall and stun them. So Lumon has a little bit of control, has a little bit of taunt to draw attention away while repositioning the enemy, pushing them closer to Elsa's rock, pushing them closer to the edge of the arena so that Soren can do what he wants to do better. So yeah, this is definitely a viable combo I can think of, but I doubt it will happen because I don't think a lot of people have Lumon invested. Even among some of the biggest whales out there, they probably don't invest in Lumon themselves. So if you guys have Lumon and you want to try this combo out, do try it out, and maybe let me know the results in my Discord or in my YouTube comment section moving forward. So this is one combo which people suggested. I think it's viable. Other than Lumon, obviously you can use the very standard powerful supports. So now we have Damien, right? So Soren is a physical attacker, but you can obviously use the standard Wilders comp together with Elsa. So Elsa also benefits from additional control, so it is definitely something that will work with the Iron comp. So you can obviously run Danny, okay, or you can run Torrent, which is probably one of the most common unit in everybody's team. So this is one team comp that I can think of specifically for Elsa in the arena, right? It is pretty much your standard Iron comp with the addition of Elsa to finish up the additional damage or provide some sort of annoyance in the team itself. So that's for Elsa's case. Another last idea I can think of for Elsa, right, is simply just to use this unit like a Igor character. So you basically build a team that has like a lot of damage, has a lot of what they want to do, and then you use Elsa as a semi-tank, right? Because you have sustain, right? You can obviously put in heal in to sort of allow her to stay alive a little bit longer, because you know, even though she's very elusive, even though she gets increased dodge rate and she's able to generate walls as well as rocks which will block out the pathways of the enemies, but you still need some sort of heal to keep her healthy in the long run. So this is one way you can build her. Use her as a semi-tank, use her as the Igor-like character, or you can use her as the control character. So you can obviously run the usual Carolina Iron combo, and then you just run this 4 mage attacker build, right? So Iron control, Carolina control, Arden control, and Elsa has some sort of control as well. And because these two units, they are range units, they are, I'll say, less affected by the built-up terrains. So this is one synergy which I can see people start using, and it's probably the most sound synergy on paper right now. So that's for Elsa's case. In general, I think both of them, I feel like if let's say if you are building them together, I don't think they will go well in a team because of their damage type as well as the unit synergy that they want to have. Because more specifically, I think Soren's synergy is a very straightforward synergy where he just wants to do damage and then push people against the walls to get the additional bonuses. Whereas for Elsa's case, I think she could be more flexible. She could potentially be a control unit, right? She could potentially be a damage dealer, or she could potentially be a Igor-like annoying unit. We still have some info that we haven't seen from their skill, so I don't know whether or not the last skill will change out how these units function, but that's pretty much it for the potential team comps as well as combos you can run with these units so far. So moving forward, based on the seasonal skills, we might unleash more combos, and that's where I'll come in and do a follow-up for the potential unit combos with these units post seasonal skills. So thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more AFK journey videos, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.